Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, today I get to share with you a card for Reverse Confetti. They're actually celebrating their 8th birthday. They're having a huge celebration over on their blog. If you guys want to join in the fun, head on over there. And then they're also doing some celebration over on Instagram too, if you want to head over there. Today I want to create a project using a few of the new items from the May 8th release. So fun. I think this is probably one of my favorite birthday kind of themed die sets and stamp sets. The confetti kits that I'm using right now is called the it's called the Celebrate Tag Confetti Kits. There's a tag, there's an outline of Celebrate with the 3 rows of 3 letters for the outline, and it fits perfectly on the middle of that tag, but you also get the individual letters that you could use any way you want. You could go horizontal, vertical, you could add them to the outline, you can die cut them out inside the tag to leave an outline there. So lots of options with this tag set, and I was super excited to get to play with this. Also, part of their new 8th release is a beautiful balloon set. That's the name of it, and there's 2 balloons in here. One just plain balloon, and then there's also a balloon with a beautiful floral on it. There's also an extra floral. If you like layering like I do, you can layer that extra floral on top to create dimension. There's 2 beautiful birthday sentiments and then 2 swirly balloon strings. The die or the confetti kits will cut out both the balloons, and then it'll also cut out the floral in this set too, which makes it really nice for layering. For today, we're going to keep it very gender neutral and just create a Celebrate card, and we're going to combine both of these in one project. I'm taking the regular balloon that's in the Beautiful Balloons stamp set. We're going to stamp this on some masking paper. I'm just stamping with Memento ink, but you can use any kind of ink if you want. And then when I create a mask, at least when I use the negative part of the mask, I only like to do 1 cut. And so I'm going to cut right down the middle and cut right on the line around my balloon. You can save the positive balloon for future projects. You could just stick it in your stamp pocket because that just makes it nice and you don't have to worry about creating another mask later on. But again, I'm just going to use the negative piece. I wanted to color in my balloons with my Distress Oxide ink, so creating a mask works perfectly, especially when there's a die set that coordinates, because when you die cut it out, the die does leave a little bit of a white border. So coloring it in with oxide inks, I like to use a mask so it's just all contained inside the balloon. We're going to go ahead and stamp the same balloon 6 times on some Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. You could use Bristol Smooth if you wanted to, but Nina works just as well for smaller areas and ink blending with your Distress Oxide inks. I stamped it 6 times, and then we are going to remove the release paper off of our mask. I cut out 2 masks. You can do as many as you want, but I didn't want I didn't want to blend my pinks in with my greens. So I created 2. That way I could blend my blues in with my greens or my yellows in with my greens. That way if a little ink does get off of my masking paper and smear into the balloon, it's not that big of a difference. It kind of creates a highlight. So first color, we're using Twist or Squeeze Lemonade. Color in this all of the balloon image with my Distress Oxide ink here, using my mini finger daubers. Very easy, simple, guys. And once I have it colored in with my oxide ink, I'm going to take a slightly darker shade. This next color is Fossilized Amber, and I'll take one of my finger daubers and just do a little highlighting off of the right side of my balloon. This way it just gives it a little bit of dimension. So that is balloon number 1. For balloon number 2, we are going to go ahead and grab 2 more different Distress Oxide inks. This is Tumble Glass. Actually, I take that back, Broken China. And then we're going to do a little highlighting for this balloon with Faded Jeans. And then after we have this, we're going to do basically a rainbow of colors. I wanted my card to be, again, gender neutral. So just creating a whole bunch of bright colors is going to work out fabulous. My next balloon, we're going to use some oranges. So I have my spiced marmalade. We're going to remove the mask and place this back on our stamp balloon here. And you can see the ink on the mask could potentially pull into the white area of your balloon. So that's why I cut out 2 of the masking papers. You could do 3 if you wanted to. They're pretty easy to cut out. But I did do a little bit of shading with my abandoned coral. So spice marmalade and abandoned coral. Next we're going to use twisted citron, which is the green, and I'll do a little bit of dark shading with my mowed lawn. Might have to bring in my twisted citron finger dauber and blend it a little bit. When there's a huge color variant, you have to do a little bit of blending with it. Okay, next color we'll bring in a pink. I used worn lipstick. We're going to do a little highlighting with picked raspberry. And then last color I wanted to bring in some purples. So I'm going to start off with my Dusty Concord. Fill that in and do a little shading with my seedless preserves. So nice bright cherry colors. And that's basically it. Pretty easy peasy. I am going to add water to oxidize some of this ink, give it a little bit of a distressed look. Now, hindsight, I suggest, guys, stamping your balloons with your VersaFine Onyx Black ink and then adding clear embossing powder and then embossing it. Because when I did add my water, my Memento ink did smear a little bit. So it wasn't that noticeable, and my tag is probably going to cover most of it, but just for a better look, I suggest maybe heat embossing with some black embossing powder. But there's my balloons. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the excess, and then we'll set this aside and let my panel dry. In the meantime, I'm going to use those same Distress Oxide inks in the same colors and add the same gradient to it for the letter Celebrate. Now I'm making sure that 2 of the colors aren't going to be on top of each other or next to each other. So it actually worked out perfect with the 3 rows of 3. I'm going to die cut out all my letters. With the E, there's only 1 in this set, so you have to die cut it out 3 times. But I did do that, and then we are going to take the tag die and cut it out with vellum. And then I'm going to take the Celebrate background piece and die cut that out with white cardstock and gold cardstock. Okay, now we are going to take each of our letters. I am going to pop them up with some foam adhesive to give them a dimension. If you wanted to cut them out with fun foam, you could do that too. But they're wide enough actually for a skinny piece of foam adhesive, so that's what I chose to do. I did die cut out the reinforcement here. We're going to tack that down to our vellum tag. I did add some color with my daubers, just the ink that was left on there, and then die cut that out. So the Celebrate is done, and I love the way this looks out. This would be just perfect on a card by itself. Now I'm going to offset this on my tag, and then I'm going to add a little bit of gold behind it and offset the gold too. So we'll adhere this first to the left of our tag, leaving a little bit of a space. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not, but we're going to go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my Celebrate. Again, just wanted a little bit of that gold peeking out here. And I think that looks really fun. Love the bright colors. Great for anybody. Making sure it's just straight here. Now for my background, we're going to take our balloons, and I'm going to use the coordinating die and die cut out each one of the balloons. And then I'll have a panel that is just slightly smaller than my card base. I'm going to place 2 rows of 3 balloons on this panel. This is what's going to sit behind my Celebrate tag. That's why I chose vellum, so you could see the balloons behind it. I did end up moving my Celebrate to the center of the tag. You can see it fits perfect, and it's actually, I think, made to do this. So we're going to just put it in the center, and I like just the way this looks. I did add tape behind my vellum tag and then tack that down to my balloons, and I did pop up each one of my balloons with foam adhesive too. So basically we have 2 layers of foam adhesive That's a lot of dimension. If you guys don't want all the dimension, skip the foam adhesive. I think it will still just look as great. I did add a bow with white twine to my tag. We got to add some twine there. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my tape runner and adhere it to my card base, which is a standard A2 size card base. We're going to add our front panel here. And I just love how bright and cheery this is. Last but not least, I'm going to add my bells and whistles by just adding some clear sequins all around my Celebrate. And then that finishes off my card today, guys. I hope you get a chance to check out the brand new May 8th release over at Reverse Confetti. I'll list it down below. There's some fabulous items over there. And then I check out their blog too. They're having a huge blog hop. I did add some sparkle with my sparkle pen over the Celebrate, just for a little shimmer. Forgot about that step. But also check out Instagram, guys. They'll be linking to a lot of inspiration around 3 o'clock, so check that out. Stay tuned. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a fabulous and crafty weekend. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we will see you again real soon, guys. Bye bye.